You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
How we doing?
We're doing pretty good.
We're back.
Back on a different platform.
We are
New platform.
This is you. Look at the work you did. But we are back.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
We are
It's
back.
I'm gonna tune in a second. I'm just doing some backdoor stuff just to make sure we're going smoothly.
You
but
love
we
the
are
backdoor
back.
stuff. You
Dude,
always have.
dude, backdoor all the way.
Oh my god.
Backdoor. You said it, not me. All right, I think we're good. Voice is coming through strong.
Welcome everyone.
Yes, welcome to the Facebook or the.
We're not
YouTube
Facebook
Live.
tonight.
YouTube
You are
Live.
so anti-Facebook now that you wanted rid of Facebook. So now we're coming live on YouTube.
Yeah, we are. We're coming live with you.
Live on YouTube.
Look, okay, we can't be entirely anti-Facebook because we have no choice but to still do shit on Facebook. So
It's our job. We can't help it.
it's our job. We gotta still post at the very least the link to our Facebook because we do still have a few people that used to watch the lives when we did live through there.
So if you go to For Your Distractions Facebook page,
Links in the
there's
description.
the link that you can click on.
Yeah.
And it will take you right to our Facebook Live. Sorry to mix things up, change things, but look, we're looking clean.
We are.
We're looking fresh.
We made serious improvements. As you can see, it's a bit of a weird angle that we're sitting at right
It
now.
is,
It's
it is.
because if you've noticed, the camera quality looks a lot better.
There's
we've
all this
upgraded.
room behind me, and your body's like half cut off.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
okay. It's a work in progress.
I am not sat fully in. Let me get in this.
Okay,
Let me
get
in
in,
this
get in
picture.
here, get in close.
Yeah, get in close. So
Let me get my paws
we've been
on
doing-
ya.
We've been doing some upgrades. We're as you can see, like I said, the angle's a little weird. We're still going to be maneuvering things so that we're a little more straight on. So we actually have stuff in the background. Ideally, it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
We're
the
rearranging
giant
stuff.
green. We could actually green screen stuff there
I
if
was
we
gonna say,
wanted to.
sometimes we tell people, take our videos and green screen
Yeah.
some weird stuff if you can.
We still have the haunted fly swatter, but other than
that's
that,
a staple. That's a staple.
that's not going anywhere. I'm
No,
not.
we're moving that.
I'm not getting my face melted like the Ark of the Covenant. Like I'm not touching that thing.
I see you. You're the first person to comment on our live. You're just testing.
That
it
was
out,
a
right?
test. It was a test to the
It's just
G.
a test, ladies.
You
want
want to step to the G and test to the G?
step to the D?
Yeah, that too.
All right, so we missed last week. We do apologize.
Yeah.
For any of you guys that are listening to or watching us on YouTube Live for the first time, we typically like to live stream every Saturday night when we can, occasionally switching it up, and occasionally we do miss a week due to certain things. Unfortunately, this is one of the few times where it's my fault that we did miss a recording, but I think you can excuse me. I think the world can excuse me. I'm not going to give my heart out to you the way that somebody else did, but I think the world can excuse me. Unfortunately, my grandmother, who fought a years-long battle with leukemia, lost her battle a couple weeks ago. She held on strong. She held on very strong for a long period, and there's many times where she was considering giving up, but she kind of kept fighting. But cancer always ends up winning out, especially, not always, but especially these aggressive cancers, they usually end up winning out. The leukemia is a very aggressive cancer. Hey, how's it going? Hey guys, good to see you.
Oh, it's Big Moo. Hey,
What's up? So
new platform. We're trying new things.
We're experimenting.
My partner here is very anti-Facebook at the moment, so
I think I have my reasons.
yeah.
I think I have my
that's
reasons.
fair.
But yeah, so she unfortunately lost that battle, and I just didn't feel like turning myself on for the podcast. You texted me, you were like, you already knew about it. Obviously, I shared the obituary on Facebook also later on, but you were like, hey man, it's up to you. Do you want a podcast? If you want to, great. Just take your mind off things. If not, no big deal. And I was like, and I thought about it. There was a part of me that was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's not give up on it. Let's not give up on life. But I was like, I don't want to turn myself on for the show. I don't want to like pretend. It was too hard to pretend to be upbeat, especially because like I not only like did I lose my grandmother, but I was also like the primary planner for like a lot of the stuff that's going on. She basically like the week prior we went to a lawyer and she basically named me like power of attorney and executor to her estate and all this other stuff. And I had a lot of stuff I needed to get like settled. So we just kind of hung out last Saturday night, just shot the shit, It was fun. I got a little radicalized because that was the same night Facebook went away, and I was I had a few rum and cokes. Between the rum and cokes and the death of my grandmother, I was like, this aggression will not stand, man. we can't let it. I was ready to start a new Continental Congress.
Should have that queued up.
I was ready to start a new Continental Congress. I was like, we gotta go. We gotta rally.
And you know what?
We gotta get radicalized.
You were disappointed in me. You told me how disappointed.
I was so disappointed. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. And you're like, give up, dude.
But you know what?
Give up.
You know what, Adam? Adam, I got some stuff to get off my chest tonight.
Okay.
I do. I thought about what you said, and I took it to heart. You see, in years past, you were the cynical one. You were the doom and gloom, the Eeyore of the 100-acre wood, if you will. I was the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed optimist.
Yeah.
I was the you're ready to change the world.
I was a nihilist, like let it all burn.
This past election, it really hit me hard. I was not in a good place, and I was ready to tap out. But you, my friend,
Did I?
You planted the seeds.
Did I?
You did.
Did my heart go out to you?
Your heart will go on. You planted the seeds, but this past week we had the inauguration. So we are officially, as we speak now, in the second...
Fourth Reich. Oh.
Yes, that Hems too. Hems too. This one.
That's what a Nazi would say.
Yes, exactly.
Your hands are going all over the place. You got too many buttons.
You got too many buttons now.
Too many buttons.
So I got to thinking, and you know what? A lot happened in the span of 4 or 5 days he's been president.
It feels like it's been 2 years. It feels like it's been at least 2 years.
It's been a while. It's been a wild term, and we made it through. And somebody's like, "It's been 5 days." Like, oh shit, really?
Where am I gonna go from here?
So I've thought about it, Adam. I need to take this off for a minute.
All right, you gotta take the headphones off. He's taking the headphones off, ladies and
I gotta
gentlemen.
get serious here.
All right, because he can't be serious.
Because
watch that hand placement. Watch that hand placement.
Oh,
Watch that.
It's
I'm just letting you. You're putting your hand out there. People have been screenshotting.
That's what a Nazi
Watch that hand placement. Is all I'm saying. He's getting up. Oh, he's standing up, ladies and gentlemen. The shirt's coming off. Oh, the Bernie shirt. I'm back. The Bernie shirt is. He was strip teasing for a little bit, and then the Bernie shirt came out, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm done playing games.
Ready?
I'm done. I'm ready. I'm ready to fight.
I was wondering because this past week you tagged me in an argument, an actual argument you were having, and I was like, "Is Scott back? Did he rally,
baby?
Did he rally? Like." Tap it once. Tap it once.
I'm back.
Yes, I'm happy.
I'm ready.
So happy.
I'm ready to start the fight.
Yeah.
The fight starts here. The resistance. Did Luke Skywalker give up when it got hard? When the Empire struck back, did he just give up?
Did he throw in the towel?
Did he say, "Oh, the Empire struck back. You know what? I guess it's over." No, because the Jedi returned, Adam. The Jedi returned.
Did he not go back to Dagobah? Did he not go to Dagobah and seek help from the Master Yoda himself?
It's time. We are the resistance now. We are the rebellion.
Yeah, we are.
And things are going to change.
People are like,
and it starts right here.
People are like, "Oh my God, these two drunks." They're starting with them.
You gotta start somewhere.
Hey, I guarantee the founding fathers were all massive drunks too. I guarantee they drank.
I know
all
Sam
the time.
Adams was.
It'll get you drunk.
Franklin was a famous drunk too. So yeah.
That was
All right.
Sam Jackson joke.
Yeah. Oh, Sam Jackson. Yeah.
It'll get you drunk. Because it will.
Hell yeah, he deserved to die, and I hope he burned in hell. Okay. All right. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm ready to fight.
Because here's the problem we have. The problem we have right now is TikTok. They teased us. They tickled the taint a little bit because less than 24 hours later, they were back again.
You know what? We were here last week. We weren't recording. TikTok ended when we were here.
Yeah. I was like, it's the end of and that's when I got up and I was like, we got to start now. It starts now. They've I'll be honest with you. So here's the biggest reason, and I didn't explain this to you last week when we were talking. The biggest reason why it made me so angry, it wasn't because TikTok went away. If TikTok had just like decided to shut down or they went out of business or what have you, probably I would have been like disappointed, but I was been like, I guess it's business. That's the way it goes. Move on to the next thing. That's not what happened. What happened was, ladies and gentlemen, the government decided to dictate how we communicate. That's what happened. The government decided they didn't like the way we were communicating and the reach that we were having, and they said no more. They didn't provide any goddamn proof at all regarding any of that BS they were talking about where it's a national security threat. Fucking everybody went to Red Note. You literally drove
Follow
the
me on
American
Red Note.
citizens to the Chinese propaganda version of TikTok. You drove them to that. What did you think was going to happen? You think they were just going to take it? No. You just I'm so happy you're back. You know what I love about you tagging me in that argument too? I want to bring this up. That argument was about the 14th Amendment. Now, I'm not going to say I'm somebody who is like an expert in American history or anything like that. I'm not an expert in the
We got
amendment.
our friend Muha in the chat.
Yeah.
He would be my phone a friend.
Yeah, he knows
for the
more than I do.
Constitution, so-
But I was like arguing with this dude that you tagged me into. You tagged me in, sir. And I
Yes.
was like, let's fucking go. And I'm arguing with this guy, and I'm not even really arguing. I'm just like giving him facts. Like, I'm not even like saying your point sucks or you're a bigot. I'm just saying here's like what it says, and they're leading with the interpretation of like
he was arguing for the executive order to do away with birthright citizenship.
yeah. And the argument was, well, it was never intended for everybody. It was intended for just the children of slaves. Like, that's not. First of all, that may have been its intention originally when it was created, but that's not the language that it's written as, and that's not the interpretation the government supports. And I provided to him 2 screenshots from government official websites regarding both the wording of the Declaration or the 14th Amendment and the interpretation that it gives. And he was like saying shit like, "What are you babbling about, dude? Like, you don't even have you ever done any research?" That's the big thing.
That's their thing.
Have you ever
That's
done
their
any
thing.
research on the 14th Amendment? That's like I said. Have you ever done any research on the 14th Amendment or Section 2 of the Constitution? You're a fucking libtard, whatever. I'm just giving the screenshots because you gave me a screenshot where you just did a basic Google search and you gave me the top AI response. I did about as much fucking research as you did. The only difference is I gave you sources, receipts from government websites.
Yeah.
So sorry, not sorry, dude. But what I love about these arguments is because I don't argue with my feelings. I do a lot of research and I go on websites to try to find legit like sources to hit them with. They always end up like stopping the argument. They never respond. I win all the time, Scott. I win every single argument I have in there because
All you do is win, win, win.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what, Scott, because I provide the receipts. That's all I'm saying. I provide the receipts. It's been a roller coaster of you said it. It's been a roller coaster of a week.
Yeah.
Less than a week, but it's been a roller coaster of a week. The mass amount of executive orders.
And some of them are just so ridiculous.
They're already being fought. Obviously, like there's already like especially the birthright citizenship.
Let's talk about some of
ones
these.
that's
The
been.
birthright citizenship. We'll go there first. Some of the
I meant
things
to
I've
look
heard
up
about.
all the executive orders.
Did you
too.
hear
Goddamn.
the? I please tell me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I read, and I'll be the first to admit what I read could be incorrect, so I need proof. But there was something about Native Americans.
Oh yeah,
would lose their because
I don't think there was like any type of order. I heard it was just somebody in Trump's camp was like, well, maybe Native Americans aren't really Americans.
because they said at least 100% like full-blooded Native Americans, because their ancestors were here before it was the United States. When it became the United States around them, they were then illegal or undocumented. So their ancestors, which would have had birthright citizenship, which is now gone, loses that citizenship. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not. I think most of this kind of stuff is just smoke and mirrors, so that they can make us angry, so that they can go off and do some other actual crazy shit.
Speaking of Native Americans, not that this is a big deal, but it's just something stupid. Mount Denali, which is the largest peak in the United States, it's in Alaska. Trump signed an executive order to change its name back to Mount McKinley, which is what it was called before this. It was always Mount Denali, and then white people came in and took it over, and we changed the name after President McKinley.
Yeah.
But the natives who are there never refer to it as that.
No.
So I think it was Obama. I could be wrong. Which president righted that wrong and renamed it its initial name? Well, Trump just did away with that to make it back renamed Mount McKinley, which it's Mount Denali. That's what it is. It's what it's always been. And speaking of renaming things, the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
No one person can change the name of an international body of water.
You do not have the authority, just because you're the president of the United States of America, to rename just something that everybody uses.
Yes.
Like, you just can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't. You can make it so that we refer to it in this country as that, but that doesn't.
No one's
make
going
it,
to do. I'm not going to do it. It's
No.
the Gulf of Mexico.
No.
It's the Gulf of Mexico. And how is that going to help with healthcare, with housing, with the price of groceries, the stuff that he campaigned on? And I admit it, Trump did a better job campaigning on those issues than Harris did. And now that he's president, he's doing nothing about those issues that he was so passionate about.
All my Facebook friends that ever got involved in like any type of small debate or anything like that about like Trump and like why they would vote for him and supporters and shit like that, I posted the same very thing on Facebook, because I said, okay, so after all of these executive orders, everything he's done, and not a single one of them dealt with price gouging or the cost of goods or inflation or or cost of like fuel. Are you guys really happy with this? I thought that was the reason why you voted for him. I went shopping today. I went to Aldi, and I was just doing some grocery shopping. And I did this before the election. Pre-election, I took a picture of the cost of eggs, and I took a picture of the cost of gas when I went there. And it was like eggs was like $3.46 or something like that whenever I took the picture. And then I think gas has been fluctuating a lot, so I'm not even going to mention gas. It's been going up and down. But eggs specifically is what I'm going to talk about. I took a picture today. $4.76 for a dozen of eggs. Plus, they now have a sign up there that says limit 2 per person. You can't buy more than 2 dozen eggs.
This is why I'm back. This is why I'm back, Adam.
All right.
Too much of this bullshit, and I'm ready to fight. Because you want to know why?
You called down the thunder. Well, now you got it.
You got it. You asked for it. I'm back. I'm back. And you know what? There's other big things coming.
Ooh, what else?
Oh, I'm going to wait. Tune in next week, or maybe it'll be on our Patreon episode. I've got an announcement.
That's right. We're gonna be doing some more Patreon stuff.
I've got an announcement. How can people get us on Patreon?
Links in the description to our Patreon. $1 a month. We're gonna do some more bonus episode that we're a little lackluster on it. Like I said, I've been doing some stuff, so we kind of took a break from the bonus stuff. We're gonna get back and putting more bonus episode. Plus, once it gets nicer outside, it's no longer freezing cold out there. We're gonna try to do some extra bonus content specifically for like the YouTube and video format and things.
You're gonna
like
kick
that.
a field goal.
I said I'm gonna kick a field goal.
You're gonna attempt a field goal.
I'm gonna kick a field goal.
There's feet of snow on the football field right now.
Yes.
So we're gonna put a pin in the field goal kick, the kick of destiny.
Kick of destiny.
That's what they're doing at the Super Bowl. The Manning brothers are doing a kick of destiny.
He pulled us out of the Paris Climate Accord again, obviously. I will say this. I hate all billionaires. I hate all billionaires. We talked about this last week because I said fuck Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna say it right here again.
Oh.
Fuck Snoop Dogg. There's a numerous amount of
So you could say
artists.
you dropped him like he's hot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%. There was a bunch of artists that played Trump's inauguration. Carrie Underwood,
And
Nelly,
I'm a big Carrie fan.
Soldier Boy,
Disappointed in Carrie Underwood.
Soldier Boy. Snoop Dogg was one of them. I'm gonna say this. I saw. Did you see Soldier Boy's response on TikTok? Where he's like,
Soldier Boy, tell him.
yeah, he was like fanning out.
I didn't know
like,
he
this
was
is the
still
reason why. Blah,
alive.
blah, blah. I'm like, look, I get why you played it. You're not doing too well lately, Soldier Boy. Okay, you
Yeah.
need the gigs. Snoop Dogg does not
He
need
hasn't
the
cranked
money.
that in a long time, so
But Snoop Dogg doesn't need the money. He's got all the money in the world. He is an incredibly wealthy man. He does not need the money. Not only that, but he talked all kinds of shit for the past few years about like anybody like getting into the MAGA scene is just, they're fucking posers, like fucking pieces of shit and everything like that. He talked all this shit, and Trump got elected and he decided to play his inauguration.
a lot of them do that. A lot of people were anti-Trump, and now they're kissing the rings.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them.
Fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
We have a good reason why.
I said,
T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
I said last week, fuck all billionaires. I'm done. There's no longer going to be
Fuck all
a
billionaires.
legit
T.I.,
billionaire.
Fuck Nelly, fuck 50.
There's not a
I'm
legit
like, what do you
billionaire.
say
But I
fuck
will
me
say this.
for?
If you're a billionaire and you're willing to do some good stuff with that money, I will give you a pass. Bloomberg announced, I think it was like today or yesterday, he announced after we put out the Paris Climate Accord, he said he was going to use his money to shore up the loss of the funds that the U.S. leaving it does. That's at least somebody trying to do
Not a
something.
fan of Bloomberg. He's very self-serving.
I'm not.
He's doing this for an end game.
I'm not a fan of Bloomberg either, but at the very least he's doing that. Like, that's something. At least you're trying to do something.
He's doing it to put a feather in his cap so he can run in 2028.
Fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50.
All billionaires.
What are you
Like,
talking
what do you
about?
say
Trump's
fuck
going to
me
win in
for?
2020. You didn't hear about the congressman that put forward that amendment to where to make it legal for a person to run for president for a third term so long as it's not consecutive? You didn't see that?
I did. And
Yeah.
that kind of, because that congressman knows that if they do away with the 2-term, then Obama would run and he would wipe the floor with Trump. But the way they worded it is Obama served 2 consecutive terms, so he can't run again. So it's a way that Trump can run again, but Obama can't. Did you read that?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. I mean,
Scott,
It's not
we,
gonna happen.
we can't say that anymore, sir. That's not a word. That's not a phrase that can come out of our mouth anymore. I'm sorry.
That's what a Nazi would say.
it
Exactly.
really is. Yeah, I love the buttons. I'm gonna be all over these buttons.
Did you notice during the inauguration, the people that were sitting behind Trump were all the tech billionaires?
Yeah.
All the Mark Zuckerbergs.
They got him
She was
elected,
out
so
there.
they should be there.
They were all back there.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna ask yourself, like, why do I hate Mark Zuckerberg? Why do I hate Meta now? Why am I so anti-Meta? Because he bent the fucking knee.
Mm-hmm.
He bent the knee. I'll tell you this right now. I have a recording. I have a recording of Zuckerberg's interaction with Trump.
Let's play it.
I have a recording. It's right here. This is Zuckerberg trying to convince Trump, like, hey, let's be on the same team. Let's work together.
I'll cradle the balls, stroke the shaft, work the pipe, and swallow the gravy. Get it over here, buddy. Let's do this.
That's Mark
That's
Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, right?
And
there.
here's the thing:
Was that at the inauguration, or was that?
pre-inauguration.
That's
It's when he went down to
okay,
Mar-a-Lago. That's when he went down to Mar-a-Lago. And here's the thing:
I'll
Play it
cradle
again.
Sounds just like him.
Yes,
Sounds just
it
like
does.
him.
It does.
work the pipe.
I watched The Social Network.
Get it over here, buddy. Let's
I
do this.
remember. I
And
remember.
here's
He
the thing,
says it.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. Mark Zuckerberg, by the way, on Meta, he got rid of his fact checkers and now it's community
Right.
guideline. So that's absolutely him. That's
him.
150%
Yes, that's him.
Mark Zuckerberg saying this to
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's.
cradle the balls,
This is Mark Zuckerberg's
shaft,
voice right now.
work the pipe,
This is what he's saying.
swallow the
Is he
gravy.
saying this to Donald Trump?
Get
Yeah,
it over
about
here, buddy.
Donald
Let's do
Trump.
this.
He's saying it to him.
Okay,
He's right
okay.
there.
I didn't see the exact clip, but I did hear about.
I saw
this.
the
Yeah,
clip. I
yeah.
saw the clip.
Okay.
I've got the
Yeah,
clip.
cool.
Trust me, I got the clip.
Cool.
Don't worry about it.
We've got it. Yes.
Okay, just bring it to your attention, ladies and gentlemen. That is
That's
Mark
why
Zuckerberg.
For Distraction has left Facebook Live.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, they don't like. He doesn't like what I'm saying about him, but I'm
We're
sorry, that's
here.
just
We're
the
here to
truth.
do work.
Just the truth.
Be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
You called down the thunder, well, now you got it.
I've got so many clips from movies queued up, and they're all relevant.
And here's the thing: with the new system we have set up, we were limited before. We had 4 sounds, 3 this time because there's one other sound that I use. Pretty much, I think I forgot to use last episode, but I use almost every episode.
You didn't have a hot take,
I didn't have a hot take, but I might have a hot take tonight.
Okay,
we'll see.
cool.
But I will say this: so we talked about the TikTok ban.
Yeah.
We talked about how that went away.
And TikTok came back like a Stockholm syndrome friend.
It did.
Have you noticed that? There's like this weird aura.
I told you it's compromised. It's
Like,
compromised. You can't search certain things on TikTok anymore, by the way. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, if you try to search Trump election fraud, it shows up with no videos. Like a warning, like, hey, we want to only show facts and blah, blah, blah,
When
blah,
it
blah,
first
blah.
happened, I saw a video that was explaining that, and Gaza Strip, no searches. California wildfires, no searches.
For a while there, you couldn't search Democrat, the hashtag Democrat.
These were things that I watched constantly on TikTok because it was the only social media platform that showed us the atrocities that was happening in Palestine and the horrible, horrible fires that were happening in California. Now, nowhere.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone.
Did you see Gavin Newsom's like strong arm move?
Oh,
today?
dude.
Dude, that was great.
I'm becoming a Gavin Newsom fan.
I'm absolutely becoming so like basically Trump's been talking all kinds of shit on California specifically, because he was like, oh, he's first of all he's trying to another executive order. He's trying to get rid of FEMA. He's trying to get rid of FEMA, and he wants the states to take care of themselves. First of all, let's be honest. I'm all for that. You know why I'm all for that? Because guess who's not going to get taken care of? Who's going to get the shaft?
The red states.
The fucking red states.
Yeah.
Because they got no money. They're not going to take care of themselves. So one of the things that he basically said was if California wants federal support for these fires, they need to make some changes. They have to make basically a quid pro quo kind of thing, where it's like you need to mandate like voter ID and registration and stuff like that, and like all the stuff that like is not happening. Otherwise, you don't get. First of all, whether you agree with whether we need voter ID and registration or voter IDs for everybody to vote, agree, disagree, I don't care. You do not quid pro quo a United States state when they need disaster funds, because the states pay into that, you fucking knob. Sorry, not sorry, that's what it is. So Trump decided to visit California because, and Newsom knew he was like dodging his phone calls. So Newsom did a power move. He met Trump at the tarmac. Right when he got off the plane, him and Melania were walking down. Newsom's right there at the bottom of the steps. They go in for a handshake. They're chit-chatting and stuff like that. Going for that big old handshake. And then you could tell like Trump's getting a little irritated.
What is Trump trying to do? Is he trying to pull?
He is. You could tell. Like he's pulling his hand away. And Newsom is like gripping like, no, motherfucker, we're talking now. We're talking. You're going to hear what I have to say. He doesn't.
My favorite part is when Newsom buries his finger into Trump's like chest, like up here. First of all, I'm not how I feel about Donald Trump.
Yes.
But Donald Trump is not a short guy. He's tall.
Yeah.
He's taller than me. He's taller than you. But Gavin, like most people, when I see standing next to Trump, Trump's taller than them. Gavin Newsom is a giant.
He is a massive
He
man.
towers over Trump.
Even Trump's
Trump doesn't
lifts.
experience that often.
Even the lifts that he had in his shoes does not make him
Trump's
come close. Not
Trump's
even.
probably 6'1". He's a tall guy. But
I don't think he's 6'1" in real life. I don't know about that.
When maybe the lifts are involved.
He has some lifts.
But when I see him, and I've watched a lot of him over the past decade, he's usually taller than everybody he's standing next to.
Yeah.
Not Gavin Newsom. I didn't realize Gavin Newsom was a giant person.
He's a giant of a man.
He's a giant of a man.
He's a giant
I didn't know
of a
that.
man.
You know what I did find out recently? I can't remember her name. Recently, Don Jr. broke up with his long-term fiance.
Yeah.
That weird plastic-looking woman who was on the campaign. He recently broke up with her, and he's dating some like 20-something like influencer. But I can't. God, I wish I remember her name. Who he dated before? Before she dated Don Jr., she dated Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
But she looked like a completely different person. Like she was better looking without like the plastic surgery and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. can't think of her name right now because she.
Do you know some of the
sucks.
coolest videos I've seen coming out of like this whole inauguration thing and all the like statements he's making?
So that would
and
mean
the
wait, I'm
Sorry, my bad.
Don Jr. and Gavin Newsom are wiener cousins,
Yeah,
basically Eskimo brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
they're wiener cousins. Yeah,
See, these are the people we vote for.
apparently, yeah. This is all on the
all
open
right,
now.
all right. Go continue what you were saying. I'm
No,
sorry.
what I was going to break up was some of the coolest scenes, and I'm not gonna say cool. Some of the most like interesting and funny scenes I've seen clips have come out of like some of the speeches he's done and the inauguration is Barron.
Talk
Barron
about a
Trump.
tall. He's tall.
He's tall as shit. But when you see like their clips have been making the rounds, and you'll see him like Trump standing up, making his speeches, making promises, making declarations, saying he's to do this, that, and the other thing. He wants to do this. If you look at Barron, it's a lot of this. Just rolling the eyes in the back of the head like, oh my God, this fucking guy right here.
So lately, like for Trump's first term, Barron was relatively young. They kept him out of the spotlight,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. You
Yes.
know how I feel about the Trumps.
It's not like
But I
Elon
feel like-
Musk, whenever a CEO started getting shot, he brings his kids out there. It's not like Elon Musk.
I think kids should be off limits.
It should.
That's something I feel strongly about. I mean, the conservatives attacked the Obamas, Malia and Sasha Obama, because they're horrible people, but I don't want to sink to that level. So I think Barron was kind of off limits.
Yeah.
Well, now he's an adult now. He's in college. He goes to NYU, I think, or Columbia. He goes somewhere. And he's done more interviews. You know what the craziest thing about him is? He's an American. He's lived here. He has a very thick Slovenian accent.
Yeah.
Because I don't think his father has anything to do with him. He was completely raised by his Slovenian mail order bride mother.
Yeah.
And he picked up on that accent. Like there's some TikToks going around like I like my suitcase. You saw that, right? You saw the suitcase. He's talking about a fucking book bag. But he's freaking Eastern European, so he can't think of the word. Bratislava.
That's what a Nazi would say.
I can't. Nothing against Barron.
We know nothing about Barron.
You should not suffer for the sins of the father.
If Barron were smart, if he were planning for his future presidency, if he were a smart man, I think he would let the Trump secrets out. I think he would release the Trump secrets, and he would admit, "No, my dad has been lying to you this whole time. I've been recording videos of him."
Why would you do that?
Because that makes him more endearing for when he wants to run in the future.
But he needs that cow. Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? He needs his billionaire daddy. He needs that money.
Not if he ruins his name. Not if he ruins Donald's name.
Money makes people do strange things. A lot of money makes you do really strange things.
There's been some MAGA out there that have been coming around to the maybe I made a mistake for voting Trump. Not enough, but there have been at least a few instances of
I don't think Ivanka Trump, what's his daughter's name? Ivanka.
Yeah.
I don't think she completely agrees with her father. I don't think she's as nuts as her two coked out idiot brothers, Eric and Don Jr.
Yeah.
I think she's a decent person.
I don't know about that.
I think she just.
I haven't seen
she just goes
anything.
with the flow.
I don't think anything. I've seen anything. If you're going,
She's a fucking Democrat.
If you're going with the flow of the Trump presidency, that doesn't make you a decent person. Sorry, not sorry.
A lot of people are doing that, Adam. And you know what? I'm not going to do that.
No.
But the people that are involved, they've got a good thing going for them. They're going to ride this wave.
They're set for life no matter what.
Not necessarily. If you piss Daddy Trump off at the 0 hour, he's going to pull your trust
They've been
fund.
siphoning enough money that they're pretty settled, I'm sure. I'm sure they have been. I'm sure they're pretty set for life. Even if Daddy pulls a trust fund, you just have to write a fucking book and then it'll sell 1 billion copies and it'll make all the money in the world. I don't know about that.
I'd be weirded out if I was Ivanka because your dad totally wants to bang you.
He does. 100%.
And that's so weird.
It is.
Like, there's a lot of weird things he does. That's up there. Like, I've heard him say multiple times how much he wants to bang his daughter. Like, his daughter's hot, yeah.
Yeah.
But yet your daughter, dude, yuck. Yuck.
She came out of your balls. That's not somebody you should
Yuck.
want to bang.
That's so yuck.
That's what a Nazi would say.
This is what Donald Trump wants Ivanka to say.
I'll cradle the balls. Work the pipe.
She's quoting Zuck.
Get it over here, buddy. Let's do this.
All right, so we got work to do. We got work to do. Now, Adam,
Are you moving on to something new?
are you ready to move on?
I got one more thing I want to talk about.
Boy.
One more
Okay.
thing I feel like we need to talk about. We got to address the Nazi salute. We got to address the Nazi salute. And I think here's what we're going to do. I got clips on here.
You're doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
I feel like we need to actually I have two more things one after this. That's more fun.
Fun. Okay.
But I feel like we got to address the Nazi salute. So Elon Musk was in front of people talking, and then he did a gesture. He did a gesture that's been very much debated amongst the people.
Mm-hmm.
He is accused of doing a Nazi salute. I'm going to play the clip, and I want to get your thoughts and my thoughts as to what we are seeing right here. I'm sure you've all seen the video, but let's play it again. Let's see.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
That's the big sticking point. That's the big sticking point. The "my heart goes out to you" line. There's a lot of people that are online that are saying that's what he meant. The "my heart goes out to you." He was putting his hand on his heart and he was giving it to the people. He was giving it to the people. I have a second clip of him doing an actual "my heart goes out to you" from before this. This is him actually giving his heart out to people. He's looking on the crowd. Puts his hand on his chest and a heart shape.
That's the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he did the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, the Taylor Swift.
He did the Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So he knows the fucking difference. He understands the difference. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, he's autistic. You know, maybe he just didn't understand, blah, blah, blah. But here's the problem. There's a lot of other fucking autistic people out here that are coming on saying, yeah, I have autism too. I've never wanted to give the Nazi salute. Sorry, not sorry.
In addition to this, he was recently supporting the Nazi candidate in Germany, of all places. Did you see
the Nazi Party?
The Nazi Party candidate. Yeah. In Germany.
Today he was there speaking, and he basically told them, like, hey, you know what? Your kids and your children and you should not have to feel guilty for the actions of your grandfathers and your great-grandfathers. And I'm thinking to myself, no, children should not have to feel guilty, but it doesn't mean they need to forget. I'm sorry, but there were 2 world wars in recent history. Both of them, one of the main adversaries was Germany. I think, we don't need to forget about that. I
mean, we forgive you, Germany.
We forgive you.
We forgive you, Germany. But
we don't forget.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're still keeping an eye. You're still on probation. You're still on probation as far as I'm concerned.
I'm still sore at the South, okay, for the Civil War. I still laugh at dead Confederates.
You got some,
and I'm not sorry about that.
So you still have some timeout time. Sorry, not sorry, but
You're doing one thing and one thing only.
Killing Nazis.
So many people are defending Elon, saying that's not what that is, that you guys are just looking into it. The problem with it is you've got neo-Nazis and KKK members all coming out after that clip came out in praise that he's one of us. See? Yeah, woo, woo, woo. My hot take. This is a weird hot take.
I'm ready for it.
A weird hot take. If neo-Nazis and the KKK are supporting something that person you are rooting for does, you might be on the wrong side of history.
That's not even that hot of a take.
Apparently it is. Apparently it is.
I've said this multiple times to people. If you are standing on the same side of history as the KKK and Nazis, then you are on the wrong side of history.
Scott, there were Trump's first term, there were little neo-Nazis with tiki torches shouting, "The Jews will not replace us," and they elected him a second time. Apparently, we need to keep repeating this message.
I thought we were past all this. Boy, was I wrong.
fucking, this is the biggest moment of history repeats itself, I guess.
Boy, was I wrong.
Not only do we have the Fourth Reich returning, but we're also on the verge of another Great Depression.
Yeah.
Doing one thing,
Yeah,
one thing only.
it's rough.
Killing Nazis.
We got a lot of work to do.
I got one other thing I'm going to talk about before we move on to yours. This is a fun thing. This is regards to the TikTok ban. Previous to the TikTok ban, the TikTok algorithm gave us two incredibly amazing things before the ban. Two very important songs from I found out today from the same group. The group is named OCT. They're on YouTube. They're also on Spotify. Go to them, subscribe to them. I'm going to play short clips of the two songs they gave to us.
Well, don't play the whole song. We don't want to get flagged.
No. I'm not going to play
We're
the whole
not
song.
up on our
I'm just going to I just
dues.
cut together just some short bits of these two songs. If you missed out on this, your head is in a rock. But I'm glad they gave this to us at the very least before the ban occurred.
I'm a creature of the night. How could she ever love me right when I am only half a man? She's coming over here tonight. To tell the truth, I'm terrified. There's nowhere left to hide the fact that I'm a half-horse.
This is totally a Eurovision
Not
song.
global warming. It's not access to health care. Welfare boring. Corruption at the top.
Sound like a Bo Burnham song?
With all that's going on right now's the perfect time for banning TikTok, baby. We're coming for your TikTok, baby. No.
It's the same group. Same group did that. It shocked
That's great. Those are two great songs.
Two great songs. They left us with that. Did you watch the full Half Man, Half Horse video? I took about a quarter of an edible earlier today, and when I was cutting into that clip, I watched the entire video and I died.
Well, I know what we're doing later.
Died.
Thanks for joining us for your distraction.
If you have not seen that, go to their YouTube page, watch the full video. It is fucking
What are they called again?
hilarious. OCT.
OCT.
It's fucking funny as shit.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, Scott, let's move on.
All right, Adam. I watched some movies.
Oh, yeah?
I did. I watched 3 movies this past week, and I really want to talk about them.
Okay.
Can we do this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Talk.
3 movies. I know you've seen 2 of them. You might have seen 3. Here's the crazy thing about all these movies. All 3 of these films are sequels. All 3 of these films are the sequel to a movie that I love. And
All 3 are the... Okay.
What? All 3 of them are sequels. The movie that they are a sequel to is a movie that I love.
Okay.
I don't particularly like any of these movies I watched, but I loved the original that these are all part 2s.
Okay.
All of them are part 2s. And the first one, they're great. All 3 of them are great. The second ones, none of them are that good. But there's some things I want to talk about.
Okay.
Here's the other unique thing. Of these 3 movies that I watched, 2 of them are musicals. This is the other weird thing. All 3 of the movies that were the originals, none of them are musicals. And somehow the sequels became musicals when the first one wasn't a musical. Weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
Weird that it happened twice.
It's where you watch them in the same week, too.
Let's talk about them.
All right.
First one I watched is Joker 2, Folie à Deux. Not good.
It made my top 10 least favorites.
Not good. There were parts that were okay, but I really think they missed big time. They swung and missed.
I will tell you my biggest disappointment with the whole movie, it was just so boring. The movie was so boring through most of it. That was its biggest problem in my opinion, what I think. It was a courtroom drama.
So 50% of the movie takes place in Arkham Asylum.
I'm going to stop you for a second. Not only is it a courtroom drama, but they also fuck up. Because at one point they say they're in New York City, and then they say
I never caught that.
Yes, they say they're in New York City at one point, and then later on they say they're in Gotham.
Do they really say
Yes,
that?
they do. Yes, they do.
I missed that.
At one point they say that, and I saw it. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what?
I missed the New York part.
Yes.
I'll have to
whoever
look that
wrote
up.
the fucking movie fucked it up hard.
Well, 50% of the movie takes place in Arkham Asylum, which is a prison / insane asylum.
Yeah.
You know, we're very familiar with it in the Batman universe.
Yes.
49% of this movie takes place in a courtroom. That leaves 1% of the movie that took place not in those two places.
Yes.
So the scenes are very like basic and blah. You're the one that told me this, even about the first Joker movie, which was very good. I really liked the first Joker movie.
It's pretty good.
It has nothing to do with Batman. You said it was just a movie that wasn't getting picked up, so they changed it to fit into the Batman universe.
That's what I heard, yeah.
And that makes perfect sense for this movie too.
Except they made this movie to be a sequel to the previous movie. It wasn't like it was a random script they just came across, unless you have new information for me. They just like made the movie as a sequel and they made it that boring.
The songs didn't bother me like a lot of people it did. I thought it was cool that some of the songs were happening and other ones were happening in his head because he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
And he should not. I've been watching a lot of Law and Order lately. He should not have been on trial. He's a crazy person. Like he should be in a lunatic asylum.
Well, that's what the part of the story was his lawyer was trying to argue that he was mentally challenged.
His lawyer's right. 100%.
But like it's Gotham City or New York City. It's corrupt.
Okay. Here's the thing that I hated the most. And I'm going to say spoilers. I want to say I don't want to.
I would think it's been enough time.
Spoilers here. The ending. The ending drove me. I think they really missed it here. I think they could have done something great with tying this into the Batman, which is what people want, which is what I want.
Yeah.
To me, other than the names of things and people, has nothing to do with the Batman universe. The district attorney who's trying Joker, Harvey Dent, who we know from the Batman universe.
Can we trust him?
It was pretty good. I like that. But there's a scene when the verdict is being issued. An explosion happens. Adam.
Yeah. Randomly. Just
car bomb goes
happens.
off. It's Gotham. Shit happens. Blows the side of the courtroom off. And the Joker escapes.
He just leisurely walks out.
Yeah, there's chaos happening. Everybody else is like dead, basically. And he just gets away. But he looks over, he's crawling to get out because he's hurt. And he looks over at Harvey Dent and he's just laying there like a slump. What they should have done here is
half his face
burn half of his face off.
Yeah.
That would have been so freaking rad. What, right? They didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
That would have been so cool. And then he gets out and he gets in a car with these guys and they're like driving away. What they should have done next, which I'm trying to think of the time frame of this movie. It might have not lined up chronologically because is Bruce Wayne like a little kid at this point?
Yeah.
So this wouldn't have worked so much. But it would have been cool if Robert Pattinson's Batman like jumped on the hood of that car as they're trying to get away. That would have been freaking cool.
What if a portal opened up and then he jumped out of that?
We can do portals. It's a comic book movie. But no, that doesn't happen. They don't tie it in at all. And
he races off to Harley Quinn and who's like, hey, I escaped. We can fucking... Because at this point, like, him and Harley Quinn have the split at this point of the movie where he's like borderline taking responsibility for his shit. Mm-hmm. And he basically tells her like, I'm going to like plead guilty and I'm just going to like do my time because I think it was like the dwarf person who was on trial like kind of like changed his mind because he was doing the old in my time like lawyer kind of like talk and stuff like that, and he was basically like, you were so nice to me, what happened to you?
He was doing like an Andy Griffith Matlock like Southern attorney. Yeah. Counselor, tell me.
And then the witness got to him, I guess, pulled at his heartstrings, and then Harley Quinn like lost touch with him, basically like, oh, you're not the really a crazy person that I loved? Well, fuck off.
Yeah.
And so they did the thing, and then
she didn't love Arthur. She loved Joker.
Yeah. He raced off to her. He's like, we can go run away together. And she's like, no, that's not going to happen. Then he gets caught again.
Yeah.
And then what happens at the end?
And that's it.
No, there's more to that. He gets stabbed to death.
Oh, well, yeah.
I heard, I don't know how true this is. I heard the person who stabbed him is supposed to be the actual Joker in the future. That is supposed to be the actual. I don't know if I heard that was what it actually was, or somebody had like a fan theory, but like I heard that's supposed to be like the actual Joker. He like the Joker we've been following in these two movies. That's never been the real Joker. He was influencing the real Joker.
Yeah, I was so shook at the bombing scene. Like there was so much potential there, and they just missed the mark.
Yeah.
That anything beyond that was a kind of a blur.
That could have been the
there
scene.
Was the stabbing,
that could have been the scene where it's like, oh, it's really boring. Oh, it's just courtroom drama, and then it explodes. Like, shit is going down. All of a sudden, the freaking Justice League shows up out of nowhere, or some stupid crap happens, or some insane like comic booky thing happens. No, it just didn't happen. It didn't work. So,
well, anyway, that's the first movie I watched.
What's the second?
I watched Beetlejuice.
What'd you think?
Also a musical. Like, what? The first one was not a musical.
Was it a musical?
There was multiple songs that they sung. The wedding scene was an entire rendition, start to finish, of the song.
Okay, but that's
a musical.
That was less of a musical, more a play on the Beetlejuice one when they did the dinner scene.
The day of.
It was more
one
that.
song.
It was, but like
they did it 5 times.
I know, but like if they're not actually singing, they're just mouthing songs. That doesn't make it a musical.
That's a musical.
That doesn't make it a musical. They're not singing the songs. They're just mouthing it.
There's a lot of movies out there that are musicals where somebody else sings for that person and they're moving their mouth.
But like it's not that somebody else is singing. They're just playing the song.
It's a musical.
If you're just playing a song.
They're singing it, they're not just playing it.
No, they're not singing it.
Yes, they are.
They're mouthing to it because the
words are coming out of them.
Because they're possessed by an entity. That's why. Would you argue then that the fucking scene where they're at the dinner scene, the first one, that's a musical scene? No, that's just a haunting scene.
That is one song. If they did it more often, then I'd say yes. They sing multiple songs.
I would argue you would have to sing the song for it to be a musical.
Adam, they don't sing the song in any of those. Other than Broadway, when they're actually singing, they don't. Those songs are piped in later.
But typically, even in movies, they sing them afterwards. They're recorded singing them. That's a lot of the time. A lot of the time. A lot of the times.
A lot of times they haven't. You were mad about Michelle Williams not actually singing her songs on The Greatest Showman. Are you telling me The Greatest Showman isn't a musical? It is a musical. It won the musical category.
You're kind of convincing me now. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I don't think that was a musical.
It's a musical.
It's a musical. You're convincing me, sir. That's not a musical. No.
Here's the other thing that bothered me about Beetlejuice. The trailers really threw you a curveball. They introduced Dolores, his ex-wife, as like the big bad villain.
That was supposed to be that. Yeah,
she was hardly in the movie.
Yeah, she was barely.
She was barely in it. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
she had like 2 scenes.
That's why it was my honorable mention. That's why I was like, I don't know where to put this, because I don't know if there were parts of it I enjoyed, but I don't know if I enjoyed it because it's just nostalgia for the first movie.
So you know the guy who played the dad?
Yeah.
And
I was going to ask you, how do you like?
Dude, I loved it.
That was a great way to handle that.
So good. He had him half eaten by a shark. So it's just like whenever he was in the movie, it was just like his torso.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about like them showing the backstory of how he got eaten by the shark, they did claymation.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's a genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know, the actor who was the dad in the first Beetlejuice, he was also the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
He was a kitty diddler, wasn't he?
Yeah, he fiddled some kids.
He fiddled some diddled some lids.
Kiddly fiddler.
So he's not allowed to work anymore. Is he still in prison or is he out? And
I do not know.
Well, regardless, he's not going to be.
I'm sorry, I've not followed his career, so I do not know where he's.
So they killed him off, but in this movie, like nobody's like the dead people are characters.
Yeah.
So they had him eaten by a shark. So the whole movie, he's like legs and a torso.
Yeah,
which is freaking great.
Every single time he talked, like blood would squirt out the top. Like
another thing that kind of made me mad, like Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis's characters, arguably the stars of the first film, not in it at all, and they just kind of retconned them out.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do though?
I mean,
what are you gonna do? Like ghosts don't age, so you can't like. Alec Baldwin is significantly older and significantly
Gina Davis
larger.
is retired, isn't she?
I think so, yeah.
I think she retired.
But like Alec Baldwin is also significantly larger. Like ghosts don't age and they don't gain weight. So how do you have them in there? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of the de-aging technology they've been using.
Oh, I'm not. I want more of it.
No, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of that. Just the way that I'm tired
It
of
worked in Terminator with Arnold.
Just
it
like
worked.
I don't know if it worked. Just like I'm tired of the nanotechnology in all the Marvel movies. I'm sick and tired of that. Yeah, I'm tired of that shit too. So we gotta pump the brakes. So what would you do though? Like what else would you do?
I don't know, but it was just like a one line, like, oh, we found a loophole. They crossed over.
Yeah.
And everybody left it at that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
what are you gonna do? Focus on it? You got a story to tell. You gotta move on.
I mean, the story was a little weak.
The story, it's like a metaphor for crossing over. You got to move on, sir.
Do you think Jenna Ortega was forced into this movie?
No, I think because of the personality type that Jenna Ortega is, given that way she was started Wednesday, she's very much like a goth type.
She's
actress.
like every goth's wet dream right now.
Yes. And so, like, it would be stupid. Like,
don't get me wrong, I love her. She's great.
If you did not cast Jenna Ortega as Lydia's daughter, people be saying Jenna
Aubrey
Ortega
Plaza could have done it. Aubrey Plaza could have done it.
Not as her daughter.
Why not?
Like, no, not as her daughter. What's the age difference between Winona Ryder and Aubrey Plaza?
Aubrey Plaza is probably older, but compared to Winona Ryder, she could clearly be her daughter. Aubrey Plaza could play a good... She could do that character well. I'm just saying, Jenna Ortega is a great casting. Don't get me wrong. But...
Aubrey Plaza is 40 years old. Winona Ryder.
She's 40. Wow. Yes. That's my age. Jenna Ortega's got to be 22.
Winona Ryder's 53. There's a 13-year difference.
Yeah, but it's Hollywood, man.
I understand it's Hollywood, but, like, it's not believable. Like, Aubrey... Look, don't get me wrong.
Aubrey Plaza doesn't look 40.
Aubrey Plaza does not look 40. She looks amazing. Mm-hmm. She don't look like she's Lydia's daughter, though. She don't look like she's Winona Ryder's daughter. Jenna
Ortega's Latina. But Winona Ryder isn't.
But she is of the same age, and she has that gothic look that you would tell yourself if you cast anybody else in that role, and you watch that movie, you'd be like, you know, who'd do really good in this role? Jenna Ortega. She's got that goth look. She was in Adam. She was in Wednesday.
But
like,
do you
really
feel
good.
like Jenna Ortega is now going to be stereotyped as that kind? Because she's great in Wednesday.
I think
she's good in this.
I think it's already happened.
It's
already happened.
What's the cheerleader movie you made me watch? Babysitter movie you made me watch? She was in that?
The Babysitter.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's what it's called.
How about that?
The Babysitter.
She's in that, and it's like a horror movie. Yeah. Like, I like Jenna Ortega a lot.
I'm sorry. She has that face and that personality where she is now typecast. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. It would take a lot of effort and work, and probably losing out on a lot of roles.
I want Jenna Ortega to be nominated for an Oscar for like a Jane Austen or something. Like that would be great.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Like a Laura Ingalls.
Look, she's gonna get a lot of
Put her in
rewards.
Little House. Like she can do a real.
You're right.
She's a chameleon.
Okay. She was a stepdaughter. No,
she wasn't.
She wasn't Winona Ryder's stepdaughter.
Winona Ryder was a stepdaughter.
Winona Ryder was the stepdaughter, but Jenna Ortega was not Winona Ryder's
stepdaughter. She was Winona
stepdaughter.
Ryder's blood daughter. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's what that was.
If you want to join the conversation, watch us on YouTube
we got
Live.
The chat pulled up.
Yeah.
You know, we got it pulled up. We read everything that we see. So almost everything. Okay, that's within limit.
Third movie I watched, Adam. This one was not a musical, but I still didn't care for it. I watched Gladiator 2.
Damn, I was gonna make that a course of cinema, and the next one that was gonna be my next pick because I was like,
did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet. As I said, we just watch it. That's what I was saying. Okay, you're all right. You're all right then. Yeah. Was it any good?
You haven't watched it yet, huh?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Watch it. No, and a big thing that I have a problem
low
with.
Expectation for this movie, mind you. I have
Big problem I have.
I did watch Gladiator last week, so I have low.
So the first Gladiator is great.
It's fucking amazing. And anybody else out there who's also doing the whole Roman salute thing, Gladiator is not historical. I'm sorry if you watch Gladiator.
They do this. They don't do the Nazi part.
But there are a lot of like Roman like movies and TV shows where they do the whole Nazi. I'm not gonna do the fucking thing, but they do that where the thing and then they put their arm up like that because and you know what that comes from? I meant to talk about this, the Roman salute. That comes from one fucking painting. I looked into this. Apparently, there's nothing in history that says the Roman salute was a thing like that. There's one painting where you saw a Roman person putting their arm out like that when they do this, and they put their arm out, and everybody assumed, oh, that must have been a Roman salute. So nobody knows. There's nothing in history that says that. So don't stop getting your history from fucking Hollywood, people.
I do love the Roman Empire, though.
Yeah. Who doesn't love the Roman?
I think about the Roman Empire.
We're
a
white
lot.
bearded men. Of course, we love the Roman Empire.
The Roman Empire. I was watching Gladiator 2, and my daughter Nina, she walked into the room. She's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "This is Gladiator 2." I said, "I bet you've never even seen Gladiator 1." She's like, "I haven't." I said, "This is about the Roman Empire."
It's your daughter. I would hope you would know if she saw it or not.
I know she hasn't. She would be so bored of it. She watches.
It's also a little violent
movies.
for your daughter at that age, I think.
Yeah, but it's not real.
Okay.
The violence is fake.
Saw's not real either.
No, it's
the
not.
violence is fake too. So
None of that stuff.
But you
real.
you never.
What they don't do to make a movie. But so the one thing, I don't want to spoil it because you haven't seen it yet. The one thing that really bothered me is, again, more retcons. Like, why can't
I know the
these
story
people...
that the main character is supposed to be that one kid from Gladiator 1. Like,
So the main character is Lucius.
Yeah.
That little annoying brat who's running around the palace. He's the prince. You know, Joaquin Phoenix, who was also in Joker, his character from the first movie, it was like his nephew.
Yeah.
But he was like next in line for the throne. So you never see who the father is in the first movie, and they allude that, like...
Maybe it's Maximus.
And this one, they're just flat out like everybody knows. Like, Maximus is that kid's dad. Okay. But Maximus in the movie was this, like, honorable gentleman, this general who was madly in love with his wife, who lived outside of Rome in one of the provinces.
He had a farm.
Had a farm, basically. And he had kids, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
he
he would have never... his son was, like, the same age as Lucius.
For anybody that's going to make the argument like, oh, well, that's what really happened back in the day. Like, they cheated on their wives all the time.
Homeboy pulled a Nick Cannon. He's got two pregnant side pieces at the same time.
This movie is mythology. And mythology's always the most high, like the most best version of these people you can get. That's what that movie was, mythology. Guess what also didn't happen? The gladiator didn't kill Caesar, and then the guards hoisted up the gladiator and carried him off, where they left the Caesar bleeding and dead on the ground. That also didn't happen.
Okay, not to be a Roman Empire nerd. Caesar Commodus died as... Commodus died of suspicious reasons.
Yeah, but he also wasn't war. He also didn't die in the arena.
No, that didn't happen.
He was like a lush and like a man whore. Like he
could have been Julius Caesar for all we know.
Could have, yeah.
But at any rate, it bothers me that Maximus. It's just okay. Like, he just cheated on his wife, like with the queen. No, that's not cool. It's not cool at all. It's like Game of Thrones, like Ned Stark.
Yeah.
He was so honorable, and he had that one blemish that, he got his side piece pregnant, and, Catelyn Stark never accepted Jon Snow. Yeah. And then you find out at the end, like, holy crap, Ned was always faithful the whole time.
But that was always okay, because Game of Thrones was meant to be like, this is more realistic. Gladiator was never meant to be more realistic. It was, like I said, meant to be mythology. Gladiator
I would argue the other way around.
No. Gladiator was like the most idealistic version of...
How the heck is Game of Thrones supposed to be realistic?
Realistic in terms of how they would act in medieval times. Like the raping, the pillaging, like all the... That's the reason why the bad guy always wins in fucking Game of Thrones, because guess what? In real history, a lot of times the bad guy and the derelict wins.
Well, they win in Gladiator too.
But there's a comeuppance. There's a justice at the end of that movie. There's no justice at the end of Game of Thrones of any storyline. So until like the last season, they started bringing that into the...
There's no one to root for.
George R.R. Martin wrote that as like, no, this is what people would really do in history. Like, they would really just rape and pillage. And guess what? The honorable good guy, there's a reason why I say the nice guy finishes last, because the bad guy always wins. In Gladiator, the good guy even the last line before Maximus falls on the ground, there was a dream that was Rome. Make that dream real. And then he collapses, and then the guards hoist him up, and they carry him out in this ethereal grace. That's mythology. That's fake.
And that's
fake
what
as shit.
That's what he died for, to save Rome.
Yeah,
Adam.
That's fake as shit.
Spoilers. Rome isn't saved.
No.
It doesn't like he dies for nothing. This great hero that we love.
But what I'm saying is
the city state goes to shit.
Yes, but what
the Roman Empire falls.
But okay, but we're not talking about the future. We're talking about that individual story. That in that individual story, Maximus would have never acted like that. He would have never acted that honorable.
I hate to
not
say
in real life.
But there's a flashback that shows what exactly. This isn't really. I'm not giving you a spoiler, but instantly, like they're currently carrying Maximus's dead body out of the Colosseum, and the queen or whatever, she goes to Lucius and she's like, "You've got to get out of here. You are now the emperor, and people want to kill you. Like, you need to go." And she like sends him away.
She's Simba, this bitch.
And she's like, "I will send for you." And this is why this is how you learn about him. Like, he goes off and like bad guys take over Rome and like install like puppet emperors, and it's just a mess. I don't want to give anything too much away. But like, why did she do that? Like, he's literally going to be the empire.
Again, that's not what would really happen then. That's what I'm saying. That's not what have really happened. It's again the mythology of it. It's a mythology. It's all Gladiator is a mythology movie. That's why I love it. It is an idealistic movie, but guess what? In real life, these motherfuckers were not idealists. Not really. They weren't. Let's move on to Course of Cinema, Scott. Course of Cinema.
Course of Cinema.
We got to talk about Course of Cinema. For those of you that did not watch the last episode or listen to the last episode, I tasked us with watching the movie, the horror movie, the indie horror movie, The Mousetrap. That's what we watched. It is so Steamboat Willie came out of.
Do you have it pulled up?
I do. I'm looking for it. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
I didn't change the names.
There
it
she is.
Mousetrap. There's Mouse. That's the thing. I'm pull up the trailer. Here's the trailer for you. So it's basically an indie horror. Steamboat Willie went out of public domain or entered public domain. So anybody can make any movie about that. And these indie group of people decided to make a Chuck E. Cheese style horror movie where this person goes crazy, puts on a Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse mask, and just goes on a killing rampage. I'm gonna be honest with you. So when I was recording this trailer, the trailer is 10 times better than the fucking movie. You watch this trailer and you're like, I kind of want to watch that. I kind of want to watch that. And then you watch the movie and you're like, this is kind of dog shit. But I talked about it when I did my least favorite.
It was on your least favorite. It was your least favorite, right?
It was my my number one least favorite. I want to hear your thoughts on this movie.
So when I first heard about this movie being made, I had higher expectations for it. Yes, it's a low budget B horror movie, but I feel like they didn't need to do it in a play zone / skating rink / Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Type. We've had enough of that with Five Nights at Freddy's and Willy's Wonderland. Like, can we move on? Like, it should have been at a, not necessarily Disney World or Disneyland.
Like a theme park.
An amusement park, a theme park. That would have been so much better.
I'm guessing they did not have the budget to rent out a
That's
theme
exactly
park,
why.
so-
That's exactly why. But I felt like that would have been better than what we got. Another thing, it being a slasher movie stuck in a building like that, okay, I'm down with that. I didn't care for the supernatural aspect of it.
Yeah, he's got these like magic powers where he can disappear and reappear wherever he wants to. I imagine that's just a story element to just give him excuse why he can jump all over the place. So I'm going to tell you this right now again.
Hated that.
Again, I kind of want to show you the trailer, the full trailer after this, like with audio and everything so we can pay attention to it. The trailer is way better than the fucking movie. Like the trailer actually kind of makes you go, like it doesn't have any of that elements or anything. It's just like here's a horror movie, come see what we're gonna do kind of stuff. Like it makes you think the movie's a lot better than it actually is. I had fun watching it the second time because we were sitting together drinking.
I had fun watching it with you.
But that's because we were making fun of it.
Yeah.
And you and me, we have experience like we talk about a million times. We worked at the skating rink. It's very like Skating Rink X in terms of the games, the play zone and stuff like that. So it's very similar to like where we used to work, and we're making fun of it the entire time. It's a great movie if you want to sit with your friends, drink, or smoke some weed, and just make fun of it. That's the only way this movie works.
One thing horror movies, in particular slasher movies, has, and I feel like they've stolen this from the Scooby-Doo aspect, the motley crew, the hodgepodge of people.
Yeah.
And this movie capitalizes on that trope.
Yeah.
You've got a group of teenagers in this place who are being offed one at a time. And you've got the stoner, you've got the jock, you've got the popular, you've got the goth.
You got the whore, you got
exactly.
everyone. Yeah.
Like that is a great horror trope that I love. And they did it. And that's good.
Yes. But
the supernatural stuff did not need to occur.
No.
It could have just take more from Scooby-Doo.
It was their excuse. So basically what like the supernatural element we're talking about is he can disappear and reappear wherever he wants to, and they figure out that his weakness is flashing lights. He has epilepsy, Scott. That's what he has. He has epilepsy. He cannot handle flashing lights.
Yes.
And then at one point, also, Barry the lead, the end of the movie, they have the whole thing where it's like the main character's like, we beat him. He's not coming back. And then he appears behind her and chops her head off. Negates that whole thing. And then it doesn't explain to you how any of the other stuff happened. Also, there's another story element. There's another story element to this. This whole thing is being told by the goth chick.
The lone survivor, allegedly.
Who's apparently the lone survivor by this good cop, bad cop routine where they're in like this rocky, they're in a jail cell.
It was a really bad set.
But there's like the walls are like made of rocks and stone apparently or whatever.
It was a prison setting, but it was like it was like a dungeon almost.
And the direction that the goth chick was given, the actress was given, it felt like it was like, you need to be like coy and mysterious about this, like, because you know something. This bitch didn't know shit.
She's telling the story to the two detectives.
All her friends are dead. All her friends are dead, and she's playing coy with the cops. Like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. All right, I guess I'll tell you. Like, your friends are dead, lady. Like, what are you talking about?
It could have been done better.
It could have. It made you believe that there was this mystery where she knew some secret that we don't know. And guess what? It doesn't pay off because she knows nothing.
They have one. First of all, it was a Canadian film.
It was, yeah. There was a lot of a boot.
Very thick Canadian accents. Yeah. And the jocks were all hockey players.
They were all hockey players.
And how this low budget Canadian production company was able to be the ones to do the Steamboat Willie horror movie blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's public domain now, I know, but
also another wild story element that makes no sense at all in the movie. So apparently the jock has tasked some of his jock teammates to come beat up one of the other friends or some shit like that. So they're at the bar next door drinking, and they're like, all right, I guess we better get out to the, rink.
Out?
Yes, and we better get out there and do our job. Yeah. And then they're about to leave, and then the killer just shows up there and kills them all.
Mm-hmm. I think the bar was close to the...
But why?
But he has supernatural power. He can appear and reappear.
But what reason is there to do that? I can understand him killing
more
them.
Deaths.
Right, but I can understand them killing him when they got to the place. Why did he have to go to the bar to kill them? Mm-hmm. Why?
It could have been more. He's
the killer of this fun zone. Yeah. He's not the killer of the fun zone that extends out to the bar. It's not like there's some territory. It's like there's some boundaries that have been drawn around this whole.
Did you know that the drinking age in Canada is 19?
Yeah.
So they're allowed to drink.
Yes.
Okay. Just point that out. I thought you were going to say that was where. Why are these kids at the bar?
No, I want to know why the killer went to the bar in the first place. Like, that's the only time the killer goes to the bar and then he fucks off.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Kind of fucks off. He does kill the one girl outside.
The one girl, yes, outside, yes.
God. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. But
it was one of the worst
there was a lot of potential.
Seen.
There was a lot of potential. Oh, I've seen some doozies, man.
I'll tell you this. What made it easier? Everybody was a baddie in this movie. Everybody was a baddie. The men, the women.
Oh, the men.
They were all baddies.
No homo.
They were all fucking baddies. All right, Scott.
Yeah.
What are we watching tonight? What's the next Score Cinema? What are you going to task me with watching now?
All right. Now, this is a movie came out in 2019, I believe. I'm surprised you haven't seen it, but I think it had a twin movie that came out. You're going to watch the Brad Pitt movie. That's right. Brad Pitt's going to be in it.
Be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
And we're not going to watch Inglourious Bastards, although we should. We should just watch that for fun. We are going to watch the movie Ad Astra.
Ad Astra. Yeah, okay.
It's a science fiction movie. I think you'll like it.
I think I wanted to watch it, but it's another one of those movies. I always say this all the time. It's one of those movies where I want to watch it, and then it just kind of like passed me, and I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I think it's on Hulu and it's on Disney Plus. I think they're together now. I think it's on one of those. It came out around the same time as Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And they were very similar movies.
I watched Interstellar. Interstellar was great.
People loved Interstellar and did not like Ad Astra. And the reason why is Ad Astra was a little bit too much science.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're Star Trek fans.
I want more science.
I
wanted more science in Interstellar.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Interstellar. That was a great movie.
Interstellar is fantastic. Interstellar is much better than Ad Astra. I'm going to preface that. But it's still fun, and I think...
God, I want to watch Interstellar now. I know. I'm thinking about it. Every single time I hear about it, I think about it. I was like, God, I want to watch it again.
Dude, the ending's crazy.
So
where
good.
he's, like, not aged.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's because it's time travel.
I know.
Like,
timey-wimey.
Yeah. Like, he didn't go in the black hole, and the black hole wasn't the thing that caused it. He went into the black hole, and then the future... Like,
it's the reason that happened.
You know who created the portal that saved Earth, humanity, right? You know who did that?
Yeah,
the future humans.
Yeah.
Future humans. That's fucking nuts. That's crazy. Future humans guided us to this magic portal that they fucking sent there so that we could be saved, and then, oh my God, he goes to the black hole. And then the future humans grab him and send him into the Tesseract, into the fourth dimension.
What about the scene?
Send him to the fourth dimension.
What about the scene? He's like, I was your ghost.
Yeah.
Like, he's there yelling, like, in the library type. Oh, my God.
And then, here's the thing. The movie's not over.
We're geeking out.
The movie's
right
not
now.
over because guess what? At the end of the movie, she's like, you need to go save what's-her-fuck. Because she's lost. You got to save her. So he takes a fucking spaceship and boom, flies off. Interstellar 2?
Wow. I want you to watch Ad Astra with me.
We're going to watch Ad Astra.
And we're going to talk about it next week.
We're going to watch it. How can they get hold of us, Scott? What can they do? What can the people, any of the new listeners on YouTube Live, how can they get hold of us?
If you want to get a hold of us, you can shoot us an email.
If you want to hold my jock.
At foryourdistraction.com.
The balls, stroke the shaft, work the pipe, swallow the gravy. Get it over here, buddy. Let's do this.
For your distraction at
Thunder's
Gmail.
a fucking movie.
It's
a funny movie.
Yeah. For your distraction at gmail.com. Shoot us an email. We are still on Facebook, even though Adam hates it. This is what the Zuck will say. We are on Facebook. Search for Your Distraction. Find our page. Like our page.
The links to everything is in the description, by the way, for those of you not paying attention. It's all in the description.
Why wouldn't they be paying attention?
I'll cradle the balls.
They're busy.
Work the pipe.
But again, this is real audio from Zuckerberg's meeting with Trump. Zuckerberg saying that. That's real Zuck.
We are a member of the Electronic Media Collective. Head on over to the electronicmediacollective.com. You can find our show there and a million other great shows.
Tom really had it right, man. He made MySpace. He made us all friends, and then he went away. He made it right. He did the right thing.
Yeah, he bought an island.
He did.
He sold it and bought an island. Sold it to Justin Timberlake, right?
He sold MySpace to Justin Timberlake, yeah.
Yeah. That's Tom, right?
Yeah.
Tom MySpace.
He didn't sell the island to Justin Timberlake.
No, he sold his MySpace to Justin Timberlake.
I don't know if he directly sold MySpace to Justin. I don't know.
He might have sold. There might have been a middleman.
There might have been a middleman in between there. Either way, it started with Tom and ended with Justin Timberlake. So that's the word.
I think, is MySpace still around?
It might be.
I thought it for a while there it was, but I couldn't log into my old MySpace.
Oh, that's just gone.
I know, and I'm really sad.
Sorry, it's gone.
I could get onto it a couple years ago. I posted For Your Distraction links on my MySpace. Yes.
Really?
For Your Distraction and MySpace existed.
They interacted.
There was an overlap. Now I can't get. I had my old phone, my phone right before this one. I had the MySpace app. Now I don't even think it's in the App Store, but I think it was used for like underground indie bands. and then SoundCloud took it over. Speaking of SoundCloud, we're on there.
No, we're not.
Shit, we're not.
No, we're not.
Podbean.
Podbean is where we're at now. SoundCloud still exists.
It exists, right?
We have a profile on SoundCloud, but the last one is the Listler. That's the last episode that's on there.
Oh.
So,
but Podbean and any other where you get your podcasts, you can
100%.
find us on there.
Basically, yeah. I've updated everything. Apple, Spotify, all that good shit, Google Play. Everything.
A lot of people listen to us on Spotify. I don't use Spotify. Do you?
Yes, I do. I love
Do you ever
Spotify.
listen to our show on Spotify?
No, I don't. Because here's the thing. I don't listen to our show. I live it.
dare
Why do
you.
I have to listen to it? I live it.
I used to listen to it on SoundCloud, but now I prefer watching it on YouTube.
YouTube.
That's right. You can find us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Search for Forward Distraction. And you know what we're gonna do? If you're old school and you follow us on Facebook, we're gonna post the links to our live on Facebook Lives on our YouTube.
We will do that.
In fact, I shared it to all my social medias.
I posted the link to YouTube tonight, so you can just tap on it. It takes you right to YouTube.
Adam, let's talk about our personal social medias.
That's right.
TikTok is back, and
TikTok's
you
back.
are making TikToks.
I made one TikTok, and like I said, my goal was get through my grandmother's funeral, get through all that stuff. Now we're working on other stuff. Now that I've gotten through that, I've worked through that grief that I went through. I've decided, you know what? I'm gonna start doing actual TikToks. I'm learning how to make TikToks. Right now, I've only made I haven't done anything recording myself, but I made one TikTok, which I think you'd enjoy. If you want to watch that TikTok and any future ones that I decide to make, hot takes. Search hot takes.
Just search for hot takes.
It's you can either search for hot takes or Adam's hot takes.
Adam's hot. I also make a lot of TikToks, and I'm there as Scotty Knows, one word. I've been making a few, and I've got some more that you're going to help me with.
Yeah.
I sent you a Facebook link that you said you were going to cut up into 2 parts. I still want to get that done. We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah, I don't remember this. You're going to have to remind me.
It's okay. We'll talk about it off air.
Memory's not as good as it used to be, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to put some more.
You had a busy week.
We're going to cut some for distraction stuff up as well. We've
made a few of those already.
Yeah.
Now the TikTok is back.
Those are time consuming. Let me tell you, they're easy, but they're time consuming. But I'm happy. I'm happy to do them. Happy to do them.
And I'm back. I'm back, and I'm ready to fight with some assholes on Facebook. That's right. If you want to come at me and say things,
That's what a Nazi would say.
come find me on Facebook, Scott Malanky.
Yes.
That's me, under my Christian God-given name. Find me. I will fight with some Nazis
And
on
when
there.
he has to go,
Be doing one thing,
Fuck
and one
yes.
thing only. Killing Nazis.
and when he has to go, be his dad's self, take care of his kids, he tags me in. And
That's right, I
and
do.
finish the job.
We're a tag team right now.
Finish the job. You line them up, tag me in.
We're like the New Age outlaws.
Elbow drop.
Anyway, sorry, a little wrestling moment there. Let's get into wrestling. You want to watch WWE with me?
Not really.
Why not? Let's do it.
I think it's a little late for that.
No, let's do it. Why not?
They're getting political now.
The
They're
McMahons.
Yeah, the McMahons.
I thought the McMahons were out of it. I thought Triple H was running the show.
I don't think they own it, but I think they're still involved. They still show up. I think. Look, we have too many fucking things to juggle. I don't think we would need to get into wrestling now.
That's what a Nazi would
That's
say.
what happens when the McMahons get on there. And Hulk Hogan.
That's what a Nazi would say.
So I had an idea with my Bernie shirt tonight when I was telling everybody that I'm back. I was gonna Hulk Hogan, rip the shirt, but I'm like, you know what?
The Bernie shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but the problem is Hogan.
That's what a Nazi would say.
That's what a Nazi would do, because Hogan.
He did do that. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna do that anymore. But Adam, Blue Sky.
Blue
I'm
Sky.
a big
We're on
fan.
there.
You know what? I love my Blue Sky. I share multiple memes a day, and they're so good.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough followers. So if you want to follow me on Blue Sky, I'm Scotty Knows on there. The same as my TikTok.
I'm just hot takes. No Adam hot takes. Just hot takes
I'm the same as my
Blue
TikTok
Sky.
on Blue Sky.
I'm getting back into that now, too.
My meme game is fire. please follow me on Blue Sky.
I've been getting into that too. I've been getting back into it. So
we just need to get some followers on there, man.
it's pretty easy on Blue Sky. You know what? Blue Sky's they're in the middle of creating their video sharing app.
Yeah, we might be
next.
on there too.
So,
What about Twitch? I thought we were gonna look into Twitch.
So here's the problem with Twitch is look.
I'm sorry, did I bring up a
No. It's just we'd have to either do YouTube or Twitch. To do both,
or 2 cameras.
Well, guess what? We only have one software.
We'll download another one. And another one.
Be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
Fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
We have so much fun with these buttons.
We're out, folks.
Never did the Will Smith.